Try it again.
I can't.
Cody, you can do it. Come on.
I don't get it, Mom.
I can't wait. With 10,000 studies about how being poor affects education, I can tell you being poor sucks and my kid can't read. What happened? Where is she?
Excuse me.
Maria!
I punished her because she does not follow rules.
Are you insane?
Won't back down. Well, you can tell some movies are bland just about the title they use.
Whenever they title a movie after a lyric from a song or a song title, then you know that this is some script that's been floating around for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Had several writers, finally landed on somebody's desk who had to make it and just decided, all right, I'll just call it this.
Yeah, you're right, man. It's like they told it some junior executive there, hey, get this done. It doesn't even have a title yet. Find one. He's like, what am I going to do? And the radio in the background.
Right.
By Joe, I got it. We'll call it "Won't Back Down." We can play the song at the end of the movie. The title was.
Are you sure that fits the theme of the movie?
Oh yeah,
we'll make it work. Look, I'll tell you what. We still got a couple of people around. We're gonna go back and film a scene where somebody says it. Bingo!
Yeah, some guy comes out. I got it. We'll call it "Welcome to the Jungle." I think again. No, that the title was the last thing that they thought for this movie.
Yeah.
And why is that? Because this is that kind of generic film. It's like the little person, the underdog, going against the big bureaucracy, the empire. I don't know whatever you call it, but it's that kind of movie where the little guy.
Well, they have that never say die attitude.
Yeah.
And if you just keep trying, you can whittle down that giant. Yeah. Don't give up.
Don't back down.
I was like, it seemed like a throwback to like the late '80s movies
Totally
where they're
did.
like, it's like Teachers and lean on me or Stand by Me, whatever the fuck all those titles
Lean
that are
on
now,
Me.
all those titles now that are interchangeable. Where I'm like,
another movie about changing the school up, administration with a song for the title.
Yeah, with a goddamn song for the title, and you're just like, okay, hurry up, entertain me so I can like go home.
Yeah. And you got these feisty characters who are full of personality, but you know what? It all comes down to the kids. And if they could just stand up against that mean administration who are just there to keep these rules, these draconian rules in place, because that's just the way things should be done.
I need to get paid.
But we're gonna be plucky, and we're gonna sing songs. We're not gonna give up. We're gonna get the community on our side, and it's for the kids.
Yeah.
Don't you assholes see? It's not about your paycheck. It's for the children.
The kids, man. The fucking kids.
Yeah. So that's what they say. They say, fuck those kids, all right? Who gives a shit about them?
And that's what's funny. Like the enemy, the bureaucracy is always painted as like their official position is fuck the kids.
Well, in here, that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a school system. What city did this take place in?
It was Philadelphia.
I want to say it probably was, yeah.
It was somewhere
It was
this,
Genericville. That's where it was.
Where this movie takes place, it was not this movie. But the actual story, when they say loosely based, this is very loosely based.
My friend, they don't say loosely based. It says inspired by actual events.
For an uninspired movie.
Which means there was actually a school that was failing.
Yeah.
Okay, run with it.
Well, with this, what they have here is it's based off of this thing called the Parent-Trigger Law, which was initiated in Los Angeles, actually, just to let you know how loosely based this is. So with that, it gives the authority of parents and teachers to go and change the administration of a school if they feel like the school is failing the kids.
Right.
And now I don't know that there was apparently this happened. Some parents and teachers got together and did this in L.A., I believe. So this movie, we have Maggie Gyllenhaal as a mother of a dumbass daughter. No, her daughter's dyslexic, and she's sitting in a classroom where the kids are just playing around, listening to music, and teasing each other, beating each other up. I think one kid shanked another one in a corner somewhere.
and that would be one thing, but it's the teacher herself who, like, I ain't never seen a teacher give less of a shit than this teacher
that
does.
Teacher sitting up there playing Angry Birds. She don't give a shit.
No, I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, wow, you really are putting the stereotype of the teacher that doesn't give a shit in the forefront, almost so to where it's comedic.
Right.
You know, where I'm like, come on. I mean, I know there's some teachers that don't give a shit, but I mean, wow, you're making it look like this person might as well be fucking, just giving up on life life altogether.
They have. That's why I like that.
Yeah, it's one thing, like, you have those teachers who, like, they tried and they gave up or they're frustrated, they don't know what to do. But this is a teacher who is openly hostile.
Yeah.
Oh,
especially to this little girl.
Oh yeah, if you come up and make her miss a bird, so she's like, fuck. What you want? You want to learn? Learn to sit your ass down and quit fucking with me.
Cause one of you bullies come up here and kick her ass.
Hey, Butch, get rid of this kid for me, eh? So there's another teacher at school played Viola Davis, and she looks like she really doesn't care either. But you learn that she's up against a system that has just beat her down, and she also has a kid that seems to have a learning disability, and she's going through a divorce, and so
that life's not
typical.
going well for her.
So
teacher shit.
when Maggie Gyllenhaal sees how this class is going, and she can't get her kid the special attention that she needs, and can't get her into one of these charter schools that we've all seen them, these schools where they actually have a lottery for
This is a point where there'll be a footnote on this review that says, "Go check out Waiting for Superman."
Well, this is the same company that actually that released Waiting for Superman, the documentary.
God damn! They got a niche, don't they?
Yeah. So I guess they decided that they wanted to come here and do a dramatic version of this for people who don't go see documentaries. But when a kid doesn't win the lottery, she says that, all right, you know what? My only choice here is to go ahead and try to get this parent trigger law, get together with another teacher and try to change the school system here, or the administration in this particular school. And when she can't do that unless she has another teacher. That's how she hooks up with Viola Davis. And they pretty much tell her, okay, look, if you want to go through with this, you're going up against a bureaucracy which is set up to just wear your ass down.
Right.
You cannot, you will not get anything past them. They will let you go so far before they just crush your dreams.
They will wrap you up in red tape that you won't get out of until your kid is already your age now.
That's right. And so she, of course, Maggie Gyllenhaal's determined. She's a bulldog mom. She says, I'm going to do this. And she's actually going out there getting petitions and getting parents on her side.
So take me through this one more time. A lot of these kids could barely add. And you want to be teaching them geometry?
Well, the problem is that no one expects them to do well, so they don't.
Come on, look around. I'm a cop. There's drugs, there's gangs.
Change the school, you change the neighborhood.
You really think you could turn this around?
Well, I can't say for certain.
100% yes.
Using the power of spunk.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like I love how she's a bar waitress, and she dresses in hot pants and low cut tops all the time, and she used the power of pussy to get the most popular teacher on her side.
She's the happiest protester I've ever seen in my life.
She's
She's trying to go up against the union and get them to change. And now the union, which was once a force for good for the teachers protecting them, now it's in the way because it won't allow the teachers to work extra to help these kids. It's like, nope, 3 o'clock comes, that stork blows the whistle, you go home. Don't you stop the kid, stop the book out of that kid's hand. Don't you dare.
Yeah, so the movie just becomes teachers that give a shit and parents that give a shit against the union and the teachers who all they want is a paycheck.
Right.
And at that point, that's where the movie becomes extremely dull because you know what? Not only did these teachers that don't give a shit, not only did they forget about the kids, but the movie also forgot about the kids too, because like the actual, the whole process of what they're fighting for, you really don't see it. I mean, you get thrown a scene where kids are just like pretty much dying in these classrooms, but you really don't get a sense of too many of these characters as far as the kids being involved, like how it's really affecting their daily lives, especially interacting with these parents and teachers. You don't really get a sense of any of that. So they kind of just give you like the shit that, okay, this is something that sure you bring it in the forefront, but not too much because at this point I don't care. I mean, it's like reading a case file on teachers against the union.
Yeah, I mean, except they try to dress it up with with some interaction and everybody smiling and Maggie Gyllenhaal not giving up. What's funny to me though is like they have that dichotomy. They go like, see, the school is failing. These teachers don't care. You got this one teacher who's a stone bitch who needs. Honestly, any mom would have just pulled that woman aside and said, "I'm gonna fuck you up if you keep my kid like this." But then they have that diametrically opposed with this other male teacher played by Oscar Isaacs, who's the guy who brings his ukulele and has his kids singing Schoolhouse Rock. And I'm
Patch
like,
Adams,
yeah,
doing
Patch
his
Adams in
things.
school, which I'm like, that's cute and all, but There's no way you're doing that every day. If you're writing these songs every day, you go be a composer and get a commercial job.
Yeah, and he makes it seem like every kid is. You got one asshole kid in the background. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, he's like, this is fucking gay.
You call that music? No, but bitch ass ukulele.
Yeah. I kept wondering. I would love to see this guy like 30 years from now when he becomes a teacher that we had, where he's like, look, man, I fucking tried, and I failed.
Yeah, he's got one song he plays one time a year. Y'all a bunch of losers.
Yeah.
Shut up. Sit down and just leave me the fuck alone. I'm gonna sit back here and drink.
Yeah.
I mean, Schoolhouse Rock was a great movie, but because it's a fantasy and it's fun, we're trying to say like, well, in real life, all teachers could do this. No,
man, this movie is, okay, it frustrates me because this is the kind of film where you have people doing great performances. You have you have great actors in roles that in a better movie would be spectacular. Maggie Gyllenhaal, I really haven't seen Maggie Gyllenhaal put her heart into this role in a long time. I mean, you can say what you will about The Dark Knight. She was just there. She was window dressing for that. She was just there to fill in the shoes for Katie Holmes. But with this, I mean, I think she's very good in this, as well as Viola Davis. I mean, what are you gonna say about Viola Davis? She's still hungry. She can't afford to just walk through a movie.
She's still fighting for that Oscar. That's what she's doing.
Yeah, but it's set against a movie, against a story, against a film that hits the typical beats that we see in every kind of movie like this. The biggest crime in that is oversimplifying. I mean, anybody with half a brain could look at this and say, it didn't go down like this, because it's a very black and white thing. It's a very us against them type feeling right there. You have the good parents and the good teachers going against the bad bureaucracy, the bad union, and one bitch teacher, pretty much. And when you have a story that's oversimplified like that, what I mean by you hit the same beats in this, you got the same speeches. You got the same fluffy moments where everybody gets together and has the light time together where they dance. They line dance or sing a song or have a drink and hug each other. They have the typical love interest romance. It really, I'm sorry, it's that works so fast in this movie that is so forced in this movie that's almost creepy. As you would say, Oscar is his name, Isaacs. Yeah. There's a scene where Oscar Isaacs, who is a teacher at the school that everybody says, hey, he's the most handsome teacher there. And when Maggie Gyllenhaal is trying to get people to come and listen to her plea to go ahead and let's throw over the administration, she invites Viola Davis and this other teacher because he's so great with kids. She invites him to the bar. She gets him a little tipsy, and he decides to walk her home. And as they're walking home, he is all up in her face. Man, he's
man, I'm surprised.
It's creepy. Almost.
I'm surprised the camera didn't focus on his heart on at any time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did have to admire the way she was playing him. Give him some drinks, flirt with him, have him walk her home. He was just like, yeah, well, what do you need me to do?
Yeah. All I thought was like, man, that bitch moves quick.
Yeah.
I mean,
and see, that's what I'm talking about. The movie's not really clever. The movie's just there to serve its purpose for a crowd that loves oversimplified films like this. Because in a smarter movie, she would have actually been playing him.
Oh yeah,
and she wouldn't have actually had to go that far. But she's like, fuck it, I'm horny. I'm gonna go ahead and go. And the editing is bad too. Because did you notice that after he made his move and she didn't even question it, she met him that night and she's like, oh, well, I'm going to go with this.
Right.
They went down the street holding hands. There was no dialogue. There was nothing but them just walking. Cars were passing by. And the cameraman was just waiting for somebody to yell cut.
Right.
Well, and the funny thing is, we talk about the realism, like, that would have been a major conflict of interest. Plus, I'm sure the other male teachers would have been like, hey, baby, you want me on your side? When do I get some?
Yeah, exactly.
but also, I mean, this movie does this thing where it tells you, like, the hard administrators, even people who want to be on their side, is like, look, you try to do this, it's not going to happen. They're going to fight you every turn. They're going to hold you up in court. They're going to make it seem like you're going to get it. You ain't going to get it. This is why parents give up. And yet, it doesn't seem like it takes much for them to actually do it. I mean, they go through it. It ain't like they really getting lucky breaks. It's like they're just there, and it's like, oh, well, I guess it wasn't as hard as everybody said it was.
Things just happen in this movie. That's the problem with it. It's unbearably predictable. And, after a while, it seems like as much as they're trying to force some heart into the story, especially by bringing up that each of these, the teacher and the bartender, they're both fighting to get their kids' education because they're retarded.
The teacher
or something.
the teacher and the bartender?
Yeah. No, the teacher and the bartender.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh,
Viola
Viola
Davis,
Davis.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Viola
Yeah.
Davis is the teacher.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
but they are, they thrust this story with their kids, or it's like, oh God, my kid has it tougher than everybody else. My kid's retarded. So I mean, you already kind of see that they're going to be forcing that relationship with the kids, so it can hit a note with the audience, so they can really sympathize. So as we go by paint by numbers here,
Yeah.
it just seems so forced, unhonest, and just like. It's like, it seemed like a script that was just sitting there forever waiting for somebody to make
Well, it's
it.
generic. It's so generic that it's showing his hand. I mean, it's
Yeah,
showing
it
his hand
really
right
is.
there at the table. When you have subplots such as Viola Davis getting divorced from her husband, it seems like it's put in there just to add some more sympathy to a movie. Add another element of drama to something that's already too simple. It's almost like they said, "Man, this movie's way too simple. We got to okay, let's make somebody get divorced so that we can have some more emotion right here.
Well, plus
and let's put the love interest in here so that we can have something for the audience to root for, but outside of them trying to fight for the kids."
Yeah.
I think there's a rule in Hollywood that if you have Viola Davis in your movie, her character has to get beat up by life over and over again, more than anybody else.
And there's always a scene where she's got snot coming out her nose. Have you noticed that?
No, they love to make her cry.
She cries so hard, her nose cries in every movie.
Is it like Tyler Perry syndrome or something with characters like that? Where
Yeah,
somebody's
it seems like
crying, dying, or
it's almost like they don't have it in the
beaten.
script, but they go like, "Wait, she signed on? All right, you guys get to writing. We have to have some more bad shit happen to her."
Yeah, and they bring out actresses and actors that we hadn't seen in a while, or actors and actresses who get to do more than what we've seen them in to go against type. Holly Hunter, when's the last time you
It's
seen
been
Holly
a
Hunter?
long time.
Yeah.
What was the last thing Holly Hunter was in?
Actually, she
You
did
got
a TV
me.
series a couple years ago.
she did. What,
That
what
don't
was
count.
What's the last movie? Was her last movie The Incredibles?
No. There was something she was here in town for where I was supposed to go interview her, and then it fell through. I can't remember what that movie was.
Let me guess that nobody saw it though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't anything big.
I wish you had interviewed her. I want to hear her like just laid back doing an interview because she talked. She got that,
I know.
She has that voice like Cher.
I was too busy like concentrating on her face. I mean, just because it looked like she had some like surgery done to where her face seems like somebody was pulling it back the
might
entire
have been Botox
time
because
she was walking.
she's always kind of had that to where like she's the most competent stroke victim because she talks, but her face hardly moves. But it was moving even less now. I mean,
Yeah.
She plays I think the president of the union.
well, not
Or
really
she's
the
the
president.
president's
'Cause somebody's over
assistant.
her.
Yeah.
But she's in there. I mean, she's somebody who used to be a teacher. Now she's at the union and she's trying to talk them out.
Yeah,
of it.
she's actually the one. Of course, we have to have the union person with a heart.
Yeah,
That's
somebody
what
who can be swayed.
Yeah, and that's what
Yeah.
she is. Yeah, so we can just get the moment where she at the end of the movie she gives it to her boss.
Yeah.
Hey, where you going? I'm going to be a teacher. You know?
Yeah, they had two characters like that in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
it-
she was going to go back to be a teacher till she got that first paycheck and would have been calling her boss back. I was playing, right?
Oh, I was kidding, right? but the other person I'm talking about, the person that goes against type, who I don't even know why this Negro showed up. Ving Rhames.
Oh.
Ving Rhames.
that's
was-
He had a
He makes a
cameo.
cameo.
Yeah.
Ving Rhames comes in and he's one of he's the principal of one of these charter schools, and he's the one that over the lottery.
Yeah, the Rosa Parks charter
Yeah,
school.
the Rosa Parks charter
and
school.
they're the ones having the lottery.
Yeah,
it's
he-
like, man, if we can win this lottery and get in this school, everything will be all right. And I love how they're there. And they're like, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. It's like you see, there's a full auditorium full of parents,
Yeah.
all hoping they get
might
it.
And they're holding
Yeah.
they're holding their kids so goddamn tight
they're
that
like,
the
"Just
kids
don't worry
are
about it.
dying in their arms.
This is our school.
Yeah.
This is gonna be great. Once we get here, I'm like, why are you setting your kid up like
you know
this?
what? You'd be better off going down to 7-Eleven, winning $1 million and buying a school to put your kid in. But Ving Rhames, I forgot he was almost in the movie. He comes out just long enough to give an Obama hope speech, and he
gets the fuck out of there.
And I like the way he tries to tell these kids. Because most of them ain't gonna get in, you know.
Right.
There's about 30 slots, and there's about 5,000 kids in there. And he's like, for those of you who don't win, you got to go out and carry on the fight.
Yes.
and everybody, everybody's cool when they hear that speech at first, like, yeah, carry on the fight, until you realize you lost. Like, nigga, fuck you.
Yeah, I
Fuck your school. It won't go here no way.
know. Set that shit on fire.
That is it exactly.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
everybody's happy.
When he gives that speech, they're all full of hope. And they're like, yes, carry on the fight. But I'm getting getting in here, though. Y'all carry on the
I just
fight.
loved how he walked off. The director actually gave him a check, and he took off.
I wonder if there was actually more for him.
That's
to
what
do,
I was wondering too.
Why would
you?
it out?
Yeah, why would you just bring him on? I honestly thought he was going to be the guy at the very end who's going to be the one deciding factor.
Right.
To change everything around.
I will say this: outside of the actors and actresses that we mentioned, who I think they've done very well. I wish this was a stronger movie for them. I'm glad to see this guy Oscar because I like the guy.
Well, it's funny. It's the first time I've seen him not play a villain.
Yeah, man, that guy plays lots of villains.
He does.
Do you remember Robin Hood?
Oh yeah. He was
Prince John.
Prince John.
I didn't know
Robin
he was
Hood.
Prince John, man.
Oh yeah, and he was the villain in Sucker Punch.
Yeah, and he was the only thing I really liked about Sucker Punch. I mean, he was hamming it
Shut
up.
your mouth.
Yeah. No, he was, man. Look, he was the only thing that wasn't a special effect in that movie, or a chick wearing her panties. I was like, hey, I'm grasping for fucking straws right here, man. But I like him, and he was in Drive.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think that guy's a up and coming talent, and you're right. That's the reason why I liked him because finally, this guy actually has a heart.
Yeah.
I thought that guy was a villain in
I
real
know,
life.
like if you met him, if walking around Fantastic Fest, you'd be like, "I'm stay away from that guy."
Scumbag. That's what I thought he was. I thought he was just a scumbag.
Hey man, I read you wrong. Here,
He keeps
play me a song.
He keeps reminding me of that one actor, though, the Jewish kid who is in the slums of Beverly Hills.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
I keep confusing
I
him. I was
know,
like, is
I
that
know.
that guy? Did he get a fucking facelift too?
Co-host, I thought when he first turned around, I thought that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you remember when he's playing the ukulele?
Oh, yeah. And all I thought was like, oh, that other dude, he must be pissed. Like, this guy's getting all his roles.
Even that guy, he still got some villainous traits because that was just shy of a date rape scene when he was walking Maggie Gyllenhaal down the street.
I know.
Well, he was kind of like, look,
Yeah.
you all this flirt you did with me all night, you better give up something, goddamn.
Yeah, I think that scene he would have become a villain had Maggie Gyllenhaal said no.
Okay, did you notice the one scene where it almost looked like they were going to like make him a pedophile?
I didn't think that.
You're thinking too hard, Leon.
Yeah, I didn't think that. I didn't know.
This is what I would have done.
Because the way this movie it reads so much like a Lifetime movie. And at one point when she leaves him alone with her daughter, he saddles up next to her, and I was just like that vibe for a second, like, don't do it.
No,
and it cut. I was like, all right.
You watch too much To Catch a Predator.
I mean, no. I mean, now for a moment, he did have that "Hey, baby" look like you know I play guitar, right? And then she was left.
It's going to be a mother-daughter thing going on here.
This movie's way too simplified to have that kind of subplot in there.
Yeah.
I never
it didn't take like. That's why I was just like, please tell me they're not about to do that.
It would have made the movie more interesting. I have to admit.
I would. Yeah, sad as that is, that would have given us something.
It would have got completely derailed.
I was really trying to fight not to fall asleep during this movie. I mean, I've never really fought as hard trying not to fall asleep during a movie as this because I mean, it is so goddamn predictable.
Yeah, no, that's what it is, man. It's just it's just a generic movie with talented actors, and that's the only thing that it has going for it. I mean, I don't hate it. It's hard to not at some point root for somebody when they're fighting for their kids. There are moments where you get wrapped up in this. I mean, it's so manipulative that even you just have a moment where you're just kind of like, yeah, stick it to these old generic ass characters. But that's still
It's the underdog movie. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, it is. But when you walk out, it's underdog movies can be great. Underdog movies can be highly memorable.
Oh yeah, they can.
If they give you something that is not as generic, but this movie does not. I was having a hard time giving the plot of this movie because I forgot about it. And I saw this yesterday.
It's forgettable.
Yeah,
No,
so
it is.
this is it's a rental. It's just a flat, right there, middle of the road rental.
I was experiencing deja vu with this movie. I was like, wait, didn't I just see Trouble with the Curve a week ago? Another completely predictable generic movie that only survives by having really good actors in it. Because, yeah, Maggie Gyllenhaal, it's her and Viola Davis, they carry this movie. And whenever they're on screen, I was like, you know what? I have to admit that I do like these actors. I like what they're doing here. They're like trying to elevate this shit the best they can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which they can't really, but God damn it. I wish it wasn't just so. You know, I almost wish there were worse actors in it so I could just dismiss it and write it off and I could just give it to some old bullshit and keep on walking.
It's the equivalent of somebody trying to pick up a heavy weight and they just fall backwards because they just can't carry it, man. You know, this shit,
God damn it,
shit still falls flat.
You have to admire the fact that they tried.
Yeah, you do.
They did put their all into it. And there was one other actor, I don't even know her name, but the one who played the one who was retiring, who actually helped them. I actually liked her a whole lot.
The one who was retiring, the woman.
She was like the judge. She was like the
main
chairman
lady on the board.
Oh, what? You know what? Let me look up that because I've seen that woman a lot, and she's a talented woman. Her hair gets more nappy and short every time I see her.
Every time you see her.
Maybe that's an age thing.
Yeah, but go ahead. Don't let me.
No, just you know, like I like
Marianne Jean Baptiste.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen her before. Anyway, her performance stood out to me. I'm like, you know what? She's actually really good. She's a breath of fresh air in this thing. And even Holly Hunter, I feel like, well, I don't know, not her so much, because at first I was like, hey, she's in this. But then what they end up doing with her character, I was like, man.
Holly Hunter's wasted.
Yeah, she's wasted. Well, they just cut the legs out from under what she was doing. They like, wow, you just totally made her irrelevant in this. It can't rise above really a rental, even a low rental.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's everything we've said. I mean, it's boring, predictable. Who cares? The acting's great at times, but yeah, you can tell they're completely struggling with this goddamn script. You get the same feeling watching an after-school special, you know, back in the day where, you know, you're rooting for the person to get what they want because somebody's being treated bad, and once they do, sure. But I mean, with this movie, who cares? You know, you're not going to remember it tomorrow or next week, and I feel bad because it does suck seeing actors struggle so hard with bad material. So, yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm going to give it some bullshit. I really am.
Fair enough.
A B for bullshit. Sorry.
Go read David and Goliath.
I don't know, man. The Bible's pretty hard to get through when it comes down to it.
I just said read David and Goliath.
maybe watch Davy and Goliath. How about that?
Yeah.
No, read David and Goliath.
I will try to
because it's that simple. You hit him on the head with a rock and knocked him down. You know, the end. That's how simple this movie is. I tell you,
I guess so, because everybody kept telling David, like, you're going to die. Shoot, 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 boom.
Yep.
See? Easy. 1, 2, 3. I don't know why y'all making a big deal about that.
Exactly. Like this movie. Now, you know, there's did you notice another actor in this movie that you hadn't seen for a while who got old, like overnight?
Bill Nunn?
Bill Nunn.
Yeah.
Bill Nunn. Radio Raheem.
Oh, that's right. He was Radio Raheem.
Radio Raheem from Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
He was also, what's his name? Robbie, what's his name?
Joe Robinson in the Spider-Man movie.
In the Spider-Man movies. And all of a sudden, he went from, Radio Raheem, like, you don't like Public Enemy, to, I'm old black man.
Hey, man, the cops just choked all the youth out of him.
Yeah, I guess so. He did the right thing. They choked his ass. They
sucked him dry.
Yeah, his head went gray right then and there. Yeah, there's two guys in the movie like that who old black man like this. They got Bill Nunn, and they got that one guy who was on the
board.
On the board. Yeah, there's one guy that, and I know I've seen this dude before. He is an old black dude who never says a word and just comes in to give a speech at the end of the movie. I don't know who that guy is.
I thought it was that old guy who was running for, what was he running for, Congress? He had that one stupid speech like
the rent's too high.
The rent's too high. Yeah, I thought it was that guy.
The rent is too damn high. Yeah, man. Yeah, people. Look.
Catch it on TV.
Get yourself a double feature. Watch this.
Take your parents to see Trouble with the Curve.
Yeah, now watch this with Trouble with the Curve. You're gonna have a double feature. Won't back down with Trouble with the Curve. Kick your feet up. Take your teeth out. Put in that glass of water. Take your Geritol and
take your gun and put it in your mouth.
and have a good time. You're that person that these movies are for.
Watching you reminded me of something I've been missing.
My mom used to say, what are you going to do with your one and only life?
Dare to read, speak, and write. Dare to think.
Won't back down.
Have you heard about those mothers that lift 1-ton trucks off their babies? They're nothing compared to me.